Yeah, we plant the flag. We own you. We own you. These guys, and what makes it crazy, like I was thinking, Jack Sawyer, if you're a pro athlete, there's always next year. These guys, these seniors, never. All right. Rundown. What is this? December 1st, December 2nd. Brought to you by High Noon. No matter the forecast, live like sun's always out. High Noon hard seltzer with me in Miami. It is made the real spirits, real juice. Text some friends to get the plans going. Pick up a pack on the way. High Noon is 100 calories, no added sugar, available in vodka, seltzer, and tequila soda. Variety packs with crisp, delicious flavors every occasion under the sun. Visit highnoonspirits.com to find the pack near you. And then Factor. Notice how the days are shorter, but your to-do lists aren't. Power through your busy days with Factors. No prep, no mess meals. From breakfast to dinner or anything in between, Factor has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled and feeling your best. Whether you like routine or enjoy mixing things up, Factor has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week, 60 additional convenience options you can add to your box like keto cookies, pressed juices, smoothies. Don't let short days slow you down. Stay energized with America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. Find guilt-free comfort foods like home-style chicken and gravy and loaded mashed potatoes, pork chops, feel-good vegan options like sweet potato and chickpea curry, and globally inspired flavors like Peruvian shrimp and red pepper Collie grits. Head to factormeals.com/50rundown. Use code 50rundown to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code 50rundown at factormeals.com/50rundown to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping while subscription is active. I always circle this one on my calendar. The day after Thanksgiving, the day after the big game. I'm joined by Big Ev and Tate. Thank you guys for joining today. That was a lot of reading with the ads. I do want to start this. Obviously, the big game is the #1 story. I don't know if you guys had a chance to read this from 11 Warriors, but it's an article. You're just going to have to bear with me while I read it because I want to make sure it's important. Ohio State's, this is November 28th, 2024. So what's that? 4 or 5 days before Michigan, Ohio State played this past Saturday, the game Michigan, the biggest underdog in the history of the rivalry. From 11 Warriors, this was a good piece by Andy Anders. Ohio State seniors came back to beat Michigan and get their chance this Saturday. That was the headline. And here we go. Bear with me. It's a little bit long, but it's important. It's important you guys hear this. Perhaps better than any other player on the Buckeyes football roster, Jack Sawyer understands Ohio State's rivalry with Michigan. Sawyer grew up in the shadow of Ohio State's campus in the Columbus suburb of Pinkerton. He always wanted to be a Buckeye, and despite national competition for his services, he was the first player to commit to OSU in 2021 recruiting class. That's why the last 3 years of losses to the Wolverines have ached him so. Since he all but said he was coming back to Ohio State for his senior year in the lead up to the 2023 Cotton Bowl, announced his return officially on January 5th. And throughout the Buckeyes offseason, the #1 reason he stated for his decision to stay at Ohio State for his senior season was to beat the dreaded team up north. This is him now, a quote. When I committed to Ohio State, we had just played in a national championship, Sawyer said at Big Ten Media Days in July. Coming off 3 or 4 Big Ten championship wins, haven't lost to the team up north in 8-9 years. And then when my class gets here, it kind of reverses. And I think for me, being the type of guy I am, I think naturally I felt like we let not only Ryan Day down, but let the city down. So for me, it's all about coming back. And a lot of us, we all feel the same way too, is that we weren't going to leave here without having one more shot at doing this the right way. and leaving here better than what we came for. So he said that before the game, obviously. Sawyer is the poster child for the collective return of many of the top players from his recruiting class. He played as big a hand as anyone in getting them to come back, and perhaps the best among them to articulating why, like because of his Central Ohio background, NIL helped pave the way, and the Buckeyes have bigger ambitions, but the team's bevy of fourth and fifth year seniors who had NFL draft stock in 2023 are back to beat Michigan and beat Michigan alone. They get this chance this Saturday. Again, this is Jack Sawyer talking now. Everything said on Tuesday of what a win in this game would mean. This is the reason we come to Ohio State. Growing up in Columbus, I think I've said it 1,000 times, but this is what you do for it. These games, and it'd mean everything to this program and Coach Day and all the guys that have been here for the last 4 years. Sawyer has rivalry and appreciation ingrained in him, but even players not from the Buckeye State have come to grasp the full importance of this game, especially as they've lost the past 3 renditions. Senior wide receiver Emeka Egbuka hails from Washington, but he too has dreamed of a pair of gold pants to set things right. He and Sawyer passed on NFL draft potential to get alongside JT Tuimoloau, Jordan Hancock, Trayvon Henderson, Donovan Jackson, Cody Simon, Denzel Burke, Tyleik Williams, Ty Hamilton, and Lathan Ransom. It would mean a lot, Egbuka said. It would cap off my Ohio State career definitely the right way. Not that there's not more to do after we win this game, but you come to Ohio State to beat the team up north and win a pair of gold pants. Just handing the gold pants to my mother is a memory that I'm really looking forward to. The return of these seniors came alongside the addition of several key transfers that have yet to experience the rivalry firsthand. Sawyer said the Ohioans on the team and Ohio State's coaching staff were sure to install the importance of the game in them from their first days on campus. That rings true listening to Will Howard, who replaced Kyle, whatever his name was, McCord, speak on the rivalry. This is now Will Howard speaking. Just feeling how much this rivalry means and how deep it runs and how deep it cuts, Howard said. I mean, you'll look around the building and see the countdown clocks. From the moment I got here, it was just different. It was like you don't wear blue in the building. You don't say the M word. Like all this stuff is like, okay, this is different. It's not a rivalry. It's a way of life. With the pain of the past and the usual intensity tied up in the game, there will be a lot of emotion at play when the Buckeyes take the field in the shoe this Saturday. Channeling those feelings properly, as much a challenge as the players that oppose Ohio State, is probably one of the hardest things, just because you know all the history, all the tradition around the game, Simon said. One thing I've been trying to get is younger players just to play free. Like, don't let this wrap you up. Like, it's still football when you come down to it. So we just got to go out there and play our game and not be afraid to make plays. Ryan Day said the key to tempering those feelings is to lock in one's preparation. When you focus on the process and you focus around your team and you're with your guys in the Woody, it certainly can avoid distractions this week, Day said. I think that's what we need to do. To say to this team and those leaders and these seniors want to win this game, it'd be one of the biggest understatements of all time. So they don't need any extra motivation. Now, continuing. Day is another source of motivation. All 4 of Sawyer, Simon, Egbuka, and Howard cite as fuel their fires this weekend. The Buckeyes head coach opened up this weekend about the hardships, rivalry, losses have caused him and his family, calling it, aside from his father's suicide, that sucks, I didn't know that was the case, when Day was a child, one of the worst things ever to happen to him. He added, we can never happen again. Let it happen again. I think a big part for me to come back for Coach Day, Sawyer said. I think no one deserves this win more than he does. And to see what him and his family have gone through in the last 3 years, falling short to them, it made my decision even more clear to come back. And he's a guy who gave me an opportunity to play here. So I thought I owed it to him to come back and get this win for him. That's what we plan to do Saturday. It's no secret Michigan isn't the same caliber of team as it has been the last 3 seasons, and especially not of the national winning squad in 2023. We won the national title last year. The Wolverines have 5 losses in 2024, thanks in large part to an anemic offense. But none of it matters to Ohio State seniors who have suffered 3 straight losses against them. Every year, it doesn't matter what the record is. Our record or their record, Sawyer said, is going to be a war no matter what. It's already been said this week, but a win against Michigan would be a catharsis for the Buckeyes' entire program and fan base. But except for Day, that's more true for the seniors who came back for another shot at the Wolverines more than anyone else. It'd just be everything, Simon said. You really can't describe it with anything tangible, but just fulfillment, a lot of areas, and joy for the team and all the seniors that came back too. I walked to my meeting room and the countdown clock is always right next to me in my reading room. It's every day. That article really does an unbelievable job. And then you see Jack Sawyer at the end of the game. And I like Jack, so it wasn't his fault. But he's like, I'm not going to let him keep planting that flag in the middle of our field, bro. I'm so tired of these fucking guys. It's like it's when you can't do anything against the bully. I can't believe it. Like sitting here, I can be a liar and say I was playing possum. I thought about going that angle, but I watched this Michigan team. There's no other conclusion that we can have except that Ohio State is afraid of us, that you pee on yourself when you see us, the maize and blue, the winged helmet comes out, and you pee and you poop and you don't know what to do. I don't know what else to come of this. 47-1, I believe, is Ryan Day's record in the Big Ten. He's now 1-4 against us. A team that I knew we turned a corner. Like, I thought we would cover, win. But I watched that game. I saw you guys settle for the 3. And then I started watching, and this guy who Tate, I mean, Will Howard this, Will Howard that. He's following Kyle McCord around, and this guy's pooping on himself. He's absolutely pooping on himself. Some of the worst throws I've ever seen. Our guy, I expect to make bad throws. He made them all year. And then the fight that your team showed, we own your field. The shoe is ours. Like if you know, that I think Baker Mayfield said, you know, fight like that on the field is, yeah, we plant the flag. We own you. We own you. These guys, and what makes it crazy, like I was thinking, Jack Sawyer, if you're a pro athlete, there's always next year. These guys, these seniors, never. Like Jack Sawyer, who grew up in the shadow of Columbus, hates Michigan with a passion. His final image on the field is going to be shaking somebody being like, I'm sick of watching them plant the flag on our field. I fucking hate these guys.
We're not fucking planting the flag on our field again, bro. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck these guys. Plant the flag on our field. Fuck you.
It's like a Disney movie where the bully is winning. You know, and Sharon comes in and he's cocky and he's like, shh, bring it. And then we just beat you guys. And I was one before. Now, I didn't think the game, like, again, I didn't think we were going to win. Hand up. I guess I underestimated how afraid you guys are of us. How much we're in your head, how much that winged helmet, how much we own you, and how weak mentally Ohio State is and Ryan Day is. I underestimate all of it. I saw Tate's blog. If you win the national champion, I know Tate's like, it doesn't matter. I think want him to probably lose because do you fire a national championship coach? But I also saw Jack Sawyer at the end. He was talking to Mason Graham. He's like, yeah, but your season's over. I wish Mason, he's like, yeah, but you never beat us. Like, you're done playing. Your reason for living. It's all there. I read the article. It's done. You'll never beat us. You're a disgrace to Ohio State. Though that senior class, my God, it's what makes this rivalry so great, I guess. You throw out the numbers, you throw out the record books. But this team, Ohio State, the greatest team ever assembled on paper. 20 million or whatever it cost. I saw somebody say that they think Harbaugh did the great, like what do they call it when you get in someone's brain, like psyops of all time, like where he convinced Ryan Day to be tough, you have to run the football. And my God, how many times are you guys going to try to run it through the tackles for no yard? I was sitting there, I'm like, if they go hurry up, I think they're just going to go right down the field. Nope. Up the middle. And we're running it up the, it's like an up the middle off, but we can't do anything else. Shout out Mullings, that run with the cape. And then Kyle McCord. Oh, he's in Syracuse and he's getting asked about Ohio. He's like, hey, did you see Will Howard, the guy who stomped out Indiana? Had one of the worst games a quarterback could have, 2 horrific interceptions. How do you feel? It's like, yeah, it comes full circle, a little smirk on his face, threw for like 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, beat Clemson. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. 20-point favorite. All right, go in the playoffs, do your thing. I mean, you could win it. There's no great teams, but you can't beat us. You can't beat us. All right, that's the rundown.